What up, man?
I'm here for a reason to deliver a message, and I'm gonna articulate it the best way I can to you. But I am gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I am not sparing. I can't help how people feel in life, right? Anybody?
Oh Lord.
Here he go.
Don't worry. I don't. Me that.
Get you a word. Nana nana boo boo.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. We about to get into it. But before we get into that, let me get into the chat. Commander, what up, 9? Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. Brown's my brother. What up, though, bro? What up, though? Happy New Year, brother. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Bud Files, what up? I hope the family great. Appreciate y'all. I ain't miss nobody. Hey, we back, man. I told my wife, like, I got to come online because if I don't, I'm going to just chill, bro. I mean, I done been off so long. I'm used to not being on. So I got to get back moving because if I take too many days off, man, I might dip off. But I figured we can come on here and talk about something beneficial, something fun. We talk about narcissism, right? And we done talked about narcissism so many times on this channel. If y'all rock with me, it's a big thing to me because I love personalities, right? But not only do I love personalities, I like to educate people on them because these things we experience every day, sometimes within ourselves, but most often with the people we encounter. And I know for a fact, it's like just some people, I sit back and observe for a minute and I'm like, I'm straight, like our personalities won't mesh. So I don't even deal with them. So for me, that has been a key to protecting my peace, right? Just not dealing with people who I'm not built to deal with, right? There's just some personalities that people possess. I'm just personally not built to deal with it, not in a positive way. So we're going to talk about narcissism, but, normally when we say narcissism, somebody say narcissism, they're talking about a particular one, and it's usually grandiose. What most people don't know is narcissism has different categories. It's different levels to it, right? And one of the ones that I found in my own personal life that always did me the most detriment was one called a covert narcissist. All right, now if you know what the word covert means, like undercover, under the radar, is just under, right? And then you got narcissism. So what's the difference between a covert narcissist and a grandioso? Well, the grandioso has more what they call outrovert personality. Like they want to be seen. A covert normally is an overt, right? An overt personality. One that goes under the radar, who's not really seen. More like an introvert, right? More like an introvert. So the covert narcissist. Gary, my 33 brother, what up, though? Appreciate you. So the covert narcissist is like a mirror, right? Like a total 180 of what we call a grandioso, right? Complete opposite, right? Right is left, left is right when you look in the mirror. So it'll be a complete opposite. And these people fly under the radar. And a lot of times these be the people right next to you. And you wonder why little things around you going bad or, because it's these people a lot of times, right? So these personalities, unlike the grandioso wants you to know what they're doing. The covert, no, they're working in silence. silence. They're working behind the scenes. They're more passive aggressive, right? These are the people who don't physically do things, but they still manipulate, right? And they manipulate situations. They specialize in revenge, right? they more the people the revenge is best served cold type people, right? So like I said, a lot of times these people be right next to us, and we don't even know they don't like us. But like any personality, you only can hide things for so long before, you know. So it's signs, signs that you can look out for to understand if you're dealing with a covert narcissist, right? Playing the victim is one of them. People who constantly play the victim, because the goal is still the same. The narcissist, they want the attention and they don't have empathy. So they don't really care how they get the attention, who it affect or how it affect other people. They don't care about that. As long as they get the attention, they get the control. So it's the same goal. It's just different tactics people use. Like I said, the overt, the grandioso, they more or less flex on you. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. The covert, they move things behind the scene. So the manipulation tactics are different. A lot of times, we say manipulation and think it's a bad thing, but we even broke that down, right? They're more scary, definitely. They definitely more scarier. Definitely. More dangerous too. Way more dangerous. Because like I said, the grandioso is right there in your face. These people are like sly foxes. King Miller, what up, though, brother? Appreciate you. Hope everything is doing good with you. Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year. Yeah, so like the grandioso, they more or less they flex on you, right? They want to be seen, they want to be heard. But the covert, they don't. They do things behind the scenes, so the manipulation tactic is different. So instead of playing the big bad wolf, they play Little Red Riding Hood. They play the victim, But think about Little Red Riding Hood. She ended up cutting herself up out the stomach of that wolf, So she wasn't. She might have looked innocent and helpless, but nah, she had that X on her. So these people, they may play victim, they may look weak, but nah, they not. They just they just rock you to sleep before they put that stinger in you, right? So they definitely more dangerous. And like I said, these people play victim, but like all narcissists are insecure, they're not confident. That's why they need validation from other people. So like I said, these signs will show through, especially when things are not going their way. When they're not getting their way, that's when they tend to lash out. Even the covert narcissist, and the way they lash out is passive aggressively. So it'll be sarcasm, it'll be gaslighting, thing that those are the tools, like yeah, like apologize, I was reading something. But like especially gaslighting, playing the victim, pushing blame on the other people. That's their tools of manipulation, right? Because they're not the aggressive form, the aggressive type. They ain't the rah in your face and like that. But these are the people who, like I said, no accountability, lack of empathy. It's not about you, it's about them. So that's why they will justify bad behavior and push the blame on someone else instead of them. That's a lot of what the gaslighting is. Making other people think they crazy or things didn't happen the way they assume or perceived it to happen. So using an example, right? Say if me and Gary had a disagreement, right? And Gary felt like I was saying something that was disrespectful to him. And then when I explained to him, like, nah, it's not disrespectful, then he still pushed blame on me. That's a form of gaslighting. Like, that's an example of gaslighting. Because now what Gary's doing is trying to make me believe that even though I'm telling him my intent on why I did something, he's still trying to make me believe that I did it to hurt him when it wasn't. That's what gaslighting looked like. I just use my brother as an example because I know he wouldn't care. But that's what gaslighting looks like. So oftentimes when you at odds with somebody and you try to sit down and talk and there's no resolution because no matter what you say, the person ain't trying to hear. It's just about how they feel. That's a clear sign. When people can't think about this, man. One of the identifiers of narcissism is lack of empathy, right? So anytime you do something and it hurts someone else, you feel remorse, right? That's natural. That's normal for anybody, right? It's the people who don't feel remorse for the things they do. We all make mistakes. We always say no one is perfect, but when it's time to show, like, it's not about perfection, it's about progression, or time to show, like, okay, I know I'm not perfect and I mess up sometimes, so let me take accountability for what I did. That's what each opportunity gives us. The opportunity to do better and get better. But with a narcissist, they feel justified in anything they do. They don't feel that remorse, So they use those phrases a lot. No one's perfect, but their expectations of other people is for them to be perfect. And really that's the expectations of themselves, that they are perfect. So no matter what they do, it's not wrong. Dee, what up, though? Dee. Which do I think is more common? Honestly, the covert. Me personally, just experience it. Like when you, like I used to travel a lot, right? So, and then just the different fields I've been in, like. Especially like doing real estate and life insurance, I was able to meet a lot of different people. Been in a lot of different circles, been in a lot of different rooms, just doing that. But just traveling and talking and even being on the internet, y'all know one of my things is being real observant. For me, I feel that probably 80% of the population have high forms of narcissism. That's just the society we live in. We don't really, empathy is not something practiced often, and that's one of the signs consistently, is lack of empathy. So I think probably 80% of the population truly does not have empathy or practice it as often as we should with one another. But the reason I say covert is more common because the grandioso, I would say this, it depends. No, even in the office, because the grandioso is more like an alpha, right? That's more the alpha male, the covert narcissist, that's more like a beta male. I'll be honest with you. If you apply like the hierarchy of personalities to these behaviors, I would have to associate grandioso narcissism as like an alpha male and the covert narcissist as a beta male. So even in large groups, you're going to have more betas than alphas. And like I said, just the lack of empathy, the consistency of the behavior, the passive aggressiveness. You ever meet someone, like even me, I say I'm petty, right? And y'all know I can be petty, but most often I only get petty when people earned it, right? You come in here doing something stupid, disrespecting the people, messing up the content. Yeah, I get petty, but I don't be petty just to be petty, though. It's more like a cause and effect. But there are some people who just they just constantly having condescending remarks, constantly, and that's another sign. Consistently, just watch the consistency in somebody's behavior. Somebody already always, like, people who you normally have to walk around with eggshells. Really pay attention to them people, because it's not about you, it's about them. If you have to think, well, I can't do this because this person might do that or do that or do that, then that person 9 times out of 10 displays high levels of narcissism. And like I said, it's different kind. Like, it's a form of narcissism. It's called communal, right? If you look up communal narcissism, they produce what they call an altruistic personality. That's more like the martyr complex, the person who sacrificed themselves for the greater good. But the difference is, when they self-sacrifice, they do it to gain approval. And when they're not recognized, then they get upset. And again, like I said, the easiest way to spot a narcissist is to not let them get what they want and see how they react. Does a person lash out in anger? Do they practice what they preach? A lot of times you hear people say, oh, I'm humble, or I'm patient, or I'm this. But every instant that they have to show or display the humbleness or the patience, they do the complete opposite. Why? Because most people talk to provide a perception, right? That's why we say words. Especially when we would describe ourselves. Nate the Great, what up, though? Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. That's how we describe ourselves, is a projection of what we want other people to look at us, right? But do your actions consistently live up to that? That's what defines your character, is your actions. What do you do in different circumstances? How do you react to high pressure situations? Do you lose your cool? Do you cower in a corner? How do you that's what your character, that's what defines your character. Is these adverse situations. But most people crumble, or they do the complete opposite, and that just tells you who they are. Anybody can write their own story and sound good, but it's what their actions are. So we can say we working on something, but have you ever do you see any results? Anybody can say, oh, I don't have patience, and I'm gonna work on that. I'm working on that. I'm a work in progress. But where's the results at? Because every time you get an opportunity to show how far you came or the things you've been practicing, what do? You act at A, and then you turn around and say, no one is perfect. Right. Oh man, that's just life, though. That's just common. That's common in life. It's sad to say, but it's common. People, like I said, it's just, man, when you sit back and just watch people, watch yourself. You know what I'm saying? Think about yourself. I was just telling my wife today, like, it's a blessing. One of the greatest gifts I ever got in life was getting knocked down. That's the only reason I know how to get up. Just trying to put all these things. I'm trying to do so many things right now, and I don't have. I'm doing it regardless of the resources, the support, the help. I just feel like if I build it, they would come. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like if I sit here and think and wait for the perfect timing, it'll never happen. But if I just start making moves, even if it's a little at a time, I'm making progress, right? I'm moving towards that goal. And I was just telling her, like, she just look at me all the time. And she was like, you are one stubborn SOB. You just will not take defeat. And I'm like, no, like, I can't. Like, I gotta try, I got it. And when it don't work, I got to try a different way. And when that don't work, I got to try a different way. And she said, like, it's unreal. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, because I got it from my daddy. You know, my dad done messed up so many times, but he always found a way to fix it, man. My dad is relentless, man. If he messed something up, he gonna find a way to fix it. You know, that's just him, man. I mean, he ain't perfect, but he tries to be perfect. That's the whole thing. He know he ain't perfect, but he go attempt to be. He ain't gonna stop trying. So if he mess up, he take accountability and he fix it. Sometimes he makes shit better than what it was. You know, 755, what up, sis? Appreciate you, 755 in the building. Man, I was looking at that picture. Man, a lot of your painting, man, it's just, you just amazing, sis. You got mad skills. That's why I enjoy watching your art. And then just you feeling the sin on how you create and the art you create is amazing too. Because it's some people, like, I'm skillful in things, but I don't think I'm a good teacher at certain things. But with just listening to you, I be feeling like if I study a lot, I could become Picasso. Because I mean, just the detail as far as the instruments, the strokes, and all that. There's not a lot of people doing it like you doing it on here. So shout out to you, 755. But yeah. So you know, that's what my wife was saying. So I'm like, you know, for me it's normal, but it's not. I understand because, you know, like I said, words provide a perception, right? Words give you something to look forward to, you know, and you have to wait for the actions to line up with the words or to meet the words, and when they don't, you know, disappointment set in. So I felt a lot of that in life, you know, a lot of that. So I understand now just to allow people to do, you know, okay, when they say something, now you're aware of it, but now, okay, I'm aware, but now it's time to produce, you know. Um, and that can prevent a lot of manipulation. That can prevent a lot. But yeah, so the covert, yeah. And you, like I said, you have different forms of narcissism. It's not just, it's like seven or nine. It's like 7 or 9 different, and they all, the goal is the same thing. It's just different personalities attached to them. Because, like I said, when we think of narcissism, you think of the grandiose or the loud, but that's not even what narcissism is. Because, you know, there's some people who just loud and confident. You know, they're not narcissists. No, narcissism is summed up to this: wanting control, admiration, attention from other people without giving it back. That's the easiest way to explain narcissism. When people want to gain control, all that other stuff is just ways they get to it. But that's the goal. That's what it does. You know, manipulate to gain control. You know, that's what makes a narcissist and a psychopath different. Psychopaths or sociopaths, they don't want to control you, they just want to hurt you. Your narcissists want to control you. Now, when we talk about Machiavellianism, it's not the fact they want to control you, they just want to use you. So Machiavellianism, they use a lot of manipulation too. So when you're looking at all these different personalities, what separates them is the functionality, right? What are their goals? You know, like I said, psychopath, sociopath, they want to hurt you. Narcissists want to control you. Machiavellianists, they want to use you. So even though they may do similar things, their goals are different for you. So understanding why a person even interacting with you is key. You know, what is it that you want from me? Some people want to control you. Some people want to use you, and some people want to hurt you. Then you got people who want to help you. Helping you may help them. It's people like that. I'm like that. I don't be wanting to control people. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I don't need to use people. So it's all about the intent. Like, what is a person's intent with you? Like I said, these covert narcissists, the reason I said the enemy right next to you, because these people, again, they want to control you. It's just the way they do it. It's passive aggressively. Grandioso narcissists, they want to dominate you physically, right? These covert narcissism, they want to control you mentally, right? That's one of the, because they're not alphas, they're more betas. So everything is more passive aggressive. So if I can control your mind, I can control your body. There's no physical fight. How do you do that? See, they lack empathy, so that they won't feel what you feel. They don't feel bad for manipulating you because they controlling you. That's what they want. So they will use your feelings. They will use your emotions. That's why a lot of times they play the victim. That's why they gaslight. Riders, what up though, sis? Meek, what up though? What up though? Appreciate y'all. But yeah, that's why they use these passive aggressive tactics. They gaslight. They play the victim. Right? And those two things right there is heavy. Gaslighting, because that's another word people use a lot, and it has a layered meaning to it, because passive aggressiveness, but mainly it's the functionality. Again, what is it for? Gaslighting is to confuse, to make you think one thing versus another. Oftentimes when you look up gaslighting, they tell you that it makes you feel like something that happened didn't happen. All right? They just try to confuse you. It's confusion. So these are one of the main tactics that's used, and is depending where a person is emotionally, is a very effective tactic. Most people, even today, when they say, "Oh, you're gaslighting me," they use it out of context. But when it does occur, you will be questioning yourself, and that's what it's for. It's to make you question yourself, but not question them. Right? It's to take the attention off of them and put it back on you, like you the crazy one. Folks use both them words so wrong, though. Narcissist and gaslight. Yes, they do. And like I said, like somebody called me a narcissist, and I said, "Well, what kind of narcissism am I?" They said, "There's only one kind." I'm like, "Okay, keep reading, brother. Keep reading, keep researching, keep doing all that." Most people, like I said, even a psychologist, right, is an 8-step procedure that they follow to determine if a person has, if a person will be diagnosed with narcissism. 8-step procedure. And what it consists of is the 3 main components is the consistency, right? And the resolve. Like, is this person doing this consciously? Like, showing lack of empathy, hurting people. Because no matter if you do aggressive or passive aggressive, you manipulating somebody to your own benefit and not worrying about their detriment is showing lack of empathy for that person. Right? I can't use you and I gain and you be put in a bad situation. I will feel that remorse, like, damn, even if it wasn't intentional. Right? Now think about it, it's been times in life where something occurred and you benefit, but then you seen it hurt somebody else and you like, damn, and felt bad about it, right? Like I just know, like it's Look, man, this might sound. Look, I felt bad because one of my homeboys really liked this girl. I didn't know he liked her until after whatever happened, and I didn't really like her like that. So we just had some fun, and it was like he was devastated, and I'm like, I felt bad because I'm like, damn, I didn't know you liked her like that, bro. Like, I felt bad, but it's been times where even at work where I got a position and I didn't know somebody else really needed it. And I felt bad, but I'm like, shit, I got to upgrade too. You know what I'm saying? But then I felt bad though, because like, damn, they probably could have used it more than me. But I ain't gonna lie, I didn't get a position up. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, no, I need to upgrade too. I got it fair and square, but if I knew it was like me and you from the beginning, I probably would have pulled out and just let that person have it. If I knew from the beginning, but I didn't. So, but I still felt bad. Look, man, I'm telling you, man, it's been some little petty things that happen in life I felt bad about. Um, Especially when it came to women, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. It is a couple times where, you know, dudes around me felt jelly because, you know, but I didn't know. Like, I didn't know you was digging old girl like that. We was just having fun, bro. Ain't nothing, That's a narcissist way to respond. Which one am I? Is narcissism considered illness? It is, actually. It is. Because of lack of empathy. I mean, because if you can't feel empathy towards someone else, they consider that. There's a couple actually mental illnesses. Like I said, narcissism, psychopath, sociopath. Both, all those show lack of empathy. Machiavellianism, they diagnose that with lack of empathy. Lack of empathy um, is one of the key components to, like, because we're social creatures. If you don't display empathy, it's like innate, naturally that we display empathy towards one another. So when we can't, then medically they determine that's like a illness. They determine it's an illness. Now it's different reasons why. So because of those different reasons, you have different diagnoses, like Machiavellianism, sociopath, um, even bipolarism. That's one of the determining factors of lack of empathy. So they don't feel empathy but want sympathy. It is not, but see, it's the reason why they want it. Because think about this: when you feel bad about something, that's where your attention is at. So it's not actually the sympathy they want from you. It's they want you to pay attention to them. They want to control you. They want your attention. And what comes with attention? What comes with your attention? That's the whole key. The whole key is they get what they get through having your sympathy, what they get through having your empathy. That's the key. Is gaining control of your attention. They want you to give them, but they don't want to give you. They want control. If you can control a person's emotion, you'll control their mind. You control their mind, you control their body. I can make you feel bad, that I can get you to think and do things easily. That's why they play the victim. That's why that's huge, because it's passive aggressive. I'm talking about these covert narcissists. Like, if you, oh man, okay. We teaching. So, I'm talking about in real life, right? So, you ever know someone who every week they had a new enemy? Like it was always somebody doing something to them. Always somebody doing something to them. They just never went a week, a month, a year without somebody. They're playing victim. Sometimes people, if they don't have a victimizer, they will create one. You know, that's where the gaslighting and stuff come in too. These are tactics they use. The passive aggressiveness. Okay, I don't directly have to say something to you, but I can say something that I know may trigger you. And once you trigger and you lash out on me, now I can play the victim. That's what I'm telling you, man. Look, that's one of the go-to moves, man. And that I'm telling you, I seen that so much in life, bro. Like, like, hold on, man. You know that person feels some type of way. Why would you say something like that? You know the reaction they gonna have. Well, no, they shouldn't. No, you can't say how a person go react, bro. If people have different triggers, right? Miss Chicago, what up, though? Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. Look, this is what I learned in life. People have different triggers. So, and we all have different boundaries. So, me respectfully, once I see somebody's boundary, I'll be like, okay, I'm not going by that. But it's some people be like, man, stop being soft. Stop being sensitive. How you gonna tell somebody how to feel? You don't know what a person went through. You know, it might be something like people don't. I know this young lady, right? She my age, a girl I grew up with. She don't like being called baby. It triggers her. Like when men call her baby because of the experiences in life she had. I'm not going, but she had some unfortunate experiences and she been to counseling and all that. That word just triggers her. So people who know her, we don't say no shit like that around her. That's out of respect. I'm not about to say, oh, you just sensitive, you need to get over it. No. You never know what a person been through or went through and overcame, but they still may have triggers. This is just real life stuff. I have triggers, right? It's something like you mess with my kid, I don't care. You mess with my mama, I don't care. You mess with my wife, I don't care. Like that's a trigger for me. Like those, like you mess, I won't care. Crash out quick. Won't even think about it. Won't even think they're my trigger. But we say everyone ain't perfect, right? We say we ain't perfect, but we expect everyone to be perfect. No, everyone's not perfect. We all have triggers. So if you really want to have a positive interaction with someone and you know they have triggers or boundaries, you respect them. It's simple because you want yours to be respected also. But it's people out there, people who are willing to cross those boundaries. Now you know. They don't lack it. They lack empathy. They don't care how you feel. It's about what they think. They think you sensitive. They think you should be getting over it. They think it's them. The way they feel, the way they think is they don't integrate anyone else's emotions or thoughts into how they proceed, how they interact with people. It's like people have to conform to them. They don't have to conform to no decorum, no matter where they go. So that right there in itself, and it's all about control. It's about dominance. It's about having control over some other people. That's the whole goal of a narcissist. So there's different ways they do it. And the different ways they do it, they have different, normally different personalities. Like I said, these covert narcissists are more beta-like, So they don't want to be the dominant one. They passive aggressive. Man, I got a friend that would call me baby. Girl, I don't know what that triggered me. He said he called his mom that. I'm like, this. I reminded of a song I wrote in the 90s called You Always and something happened, self-inflicted. Yes, that part right there. That's the thing. And like I said, another key sign of narcissism, and you just have to define it through the personality. But another sign to spot it, remember, on a consistent basis, the narcissism, we all have narcissistic tendencies. That's just reality. At any point in time, we can display narcissistic tendencies, right? But it's not displaying it that makes you a narcissist. It's the consistency and a lack of empathy. Those are two main components. Is this consistent? Is this normal behavior? Or did you do this because it was a cause and effect situation? Somebody pissed you off and then it was all about you. Okay, that's understandable. Are you in a situation in life where you just need to make it all about you? Okay, that's fine. Maybe you had a death in the family and you don't really care that's fine. That's cause and effect, right? That's just life, so we all have tendency. We all have the potential to be narcissists, but it's the consistency, right? And the lack of empathy, the lack of it. Because even like when you think about this, have you ever been upset or mad, angry, and did something, and then once the situation got better, you look back like, dang, I shouldn't have did that and felt bad? You're not a narcissist. You just in the moment. They call that cause and effect. Because we are emotional creatures. And I think they say 96% of us do not have emotional intelligence, like do not have emotional control, lack emotional awareness. Most people are mad and upset and don't know what they're really mad and upset about. Like if somebody called you a B, right? If you're a female and somebody called you a B and it made you mad, why are you upset? Oh, it's disrespectful. Okay. But why are you upset? Because they called me a B. Are you a B? No. So why are you upset? It's something that them calling you a B made you mad, and you think it's just for the common respect. And if that's the case, then guess what? Anybody can just walk up to you, call you a B, and make you jump out your skin and do something stupid. That if a person is being disrespectful to you for no reason, 9 times out of 10 is projection. That's what it is. It's 9 times out of 10 is projection. Now, I had to learn personally not to let these low-life people control me because they have no control, because their life is worthless. They got me ready to crash out right with them. Because people will test you. People will try you. And the older I get, the more responsible I have to be. I got kids and stuff like that. I can't let some nothing-ass person do something to make me jump out my skin and I lose everything. The people who depended on me that I'm responsible for, now I'm gone because I can't do that. But it's people out here who have nothing to live for. So I had to learn. So again, if someone is trying to insult you for no reason, it's simply projecting their insecurities, their fears, their loneliness. That's what they're projecting. They're trying to push it on you to make you angry. They're trying to get you to that bad feeling they got inside. They're trying to push it onto you. And when people do that, even if somebody do react, guess what? It's only temporary, because that's something that's festering inside you. You need to fix that. Healing, cause you can't push your insecurities or project all your inferiorities onto other people. That's why when I hear people say, oh, you can't trust nobody, I be thinking like, damn, ain't you somebody? Ain't you somebody? Like, for a person to really truly feel like they can't trust nobody, like, damn, you can't even trust yourself. So those people, I'd be like, damn, okay, yeah, you're right. I don't trust your ass. Nah. I ain't gonna hold you up. When I hear people say that, I'd be like, no, brother. Because you know what? There's a lot of bad stuff in life, yes. And trust me, I done experienced the whole hell of it, right? But there's great things in life too. And I'm not going to let the bad outshine the good. When you do, you lose. That's just what it is. You lost. Everybody in life ain't bad and corrupted and eat. That's not reality. And if that's your experience, get the hell out of the environment you're in. Get the hell away from them people. Just go move in the woods by yourself for a while until you can change your perception and you can see the good in people. There's some great people out here. I ain't saying everybody. And I ain't saying just go let your guard down and go make s'mores with your neighbors that you don't know. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, if you got a perception that you can't trust anybody, that's fucked up. That's a lonely life. It's good people out here, and if you haven't experienced them yet, you got to take accountability and put yourself in different avenues, different environments. You just got to do it because where you at, it might not be a good place. I mean, it's some good in the hood, but you will see a whole of a hell of a lot. Like if you go somewhere where poverty is poverty, poverty sucks. Okay, so people, I mean, that's just what you get. That's the environment. Poorish environment, poorish mindset. That's the type. But if you go somewhere where it's blustering and blistering, then that's what you will get. More positive outlooking people. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. And bad things is everywhere. Yes, I understand that. But I'm telling you, if you is a difference from putting yourself in an environment of poverty and putting yourself in an environment where people thriving at. Everything is different. Different mindsets, different outlooks, different perception. It's just different. You don't have to feel bad for doing better. You don't. I mean, that's just reality. I don't feel bad for doing better, for making a better life for myself, for making a better life for my family. I'm not ever gonna feel bad for that. Everyone can't get it, so I'm gonna do it because hey, if everybody can't achieve it, at least if I can, is showing possibility, being at peace with things. And like, look, I've been through a lot. I'm still going through a lot, but I'm at peace. I'm at peace with it. East Dad, what up, though? Watch your back. Yeah, man. But just be careful, like when you hear people say that, man. When people say, "Oh, you can't trust nobody," like, damn, ain't you somebody? How about we just not trust the wrong people? let's just take accountability and start learning how to identify the wrong people to trust. Just do that instead of making it all scary and shit. Like everybody on the world, everybody on the planet, just messed up people. I be thinking like when I hear people say that, I mean, like I said, I've been through a lot. I'm talking about I had family, all the stuff that happened bad to me, it was due to family. So I know the people closest to you can hurt you the worst. But I'm not gonna say all people bad. And these my family who did this shit. But I'm still not saying like don't trust nobody. Commander, what up, man?
What up, Nine? How you doing?
I'm chilling.
So that's me. I'm that person that says that. Don't trust nobody.
Stop saying that.
And then if somebody says, not even you, yeah, don't even trust me because I'm trying to tell someone that's maybe younger than me, like, don't trust people like so openly. Not even me, nobody. Like, I'm not trying to give them a warning about me, but I'm just saying, like, don't be so trusting.
But then that will in turn make the person not trustworthy too. You see what I'm saying? Like me, if I feel like I can't trust nobody, how can I even trust myself?
Yeah.
Of picking the right people to put in my life. If I can't, I mean, is I understand because, like I said, I done been in traumatic situations with people. Like I said, people who were supposed to love and care about me. But the reality is, there are trustworthy people here. It's not even about not trusting nobody. It's trusting yourself to find the right people to give that trust to. And a lot of
But I,
times when we go ahead, oh my
no,
bad,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
But a lot of times when we build that perception that we can't trust nobody, it'll be a trustworthy person in front of us. We won't even give them the opportunity to show that they are trustworthy because we had already made our mind up. It ain't worth it.
Yeah, no, that is true. What you're saying is true. But also I feel like I've just encountered so many people that are, it's like they're good until they're not. And then I heard you say, well, correct me if I'm wrong. I heard you say about 80% of us in our surroundings have some sort of narcissism, whether it be the covert, malignant, whatever it is. So I'm thinking, okay, that's 8 out of 10 people. That means in our chat, in our surroundings, that's 80%. That's a lot. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, you heard it right. My bad. I was making some
So that
correct.
means I'm watching my back. Because only 4 of y'all are not maybe gonna hurt me. I don't know. I have a situation like there's narcissism and then there's other forms of mental illness or what have you. Like I have a situation right now where this person was good, and then when I expressed something that I disapproved of, not in an ugly way, just like in a normal way, like, hey, like, let me just share with you what I'm feeling right now. I don't like this about you that you're doing to me. I find it disrespectful. Oh no, she flipped on me so hard. Like all of a sudden she became like a different person. And now she's my worst enemy, doing all kinds of stuff. And then today she's trying to be all nice to me and I'm like texting me trying to be like everything's cool, kumbaya, she's nice, and I'm like, "Oh no, I got to watch out for you." I'm not responding. So I kind of ghosted her a little bit, and like how you say sometimes like one of the worst things you can do to like a narcissist is just ghost them.
That's that's
Just ghost
the.
them.
I mean, because any attention is attention. So, I mean, if you don't feed them nothing, then I mean, you starve them out, and that's like one of the worst things to do because that's what they craving is the attention. They want control, but they want that attention. And when they can't have
Yeah.
it, that's when they lash out. So she probably will lash out for a minute, but if you keep ignoring her, eventually she will find somebody else.
Well, she's being nice, right? So, okay, I'm not responding. 4 hours pass. I'm thinking, all right. I'm thinking she's gonna respond again. She's gonna say something again, which she did. And I'm like, all right, I'll deal with you tomorrow or the day after. But yeah, I don't know. I've starved out people plenty of times that you just have to cut them out of your life and give them no attention. Otherwise, it just, you're just like feeding the fire and putting yourself at
Mhm.
risk.
Any attention. I remember when I first when I was dating my wife, one of her exes. Now this dude and got married and everything, and was still hitting her up. And she was like, "Why is he still like emailing me?" Because she didn't change her number and everything, but she never changed her email. And I'm like, "Because you keep responding." I said, "Stop responding." So she didn't respond, and he ain't hit her up for like 3 years. Then she didn't respond. It was another 4 years went past. Didn't respond.
Yeah,
And
that
now,
long, 4 years.
but now, just recently, the new year, and I was like, don't respond. I said, so it's probably gonna be every 10 years. He gonna see if the email is still active or something. But that's just how people are, man. But
Is that because?
oh, go
But
ahead.
why is that? Is that because like they just can't get you out their mind because they can't believe you just ghosted them? Like so they have to
Mhm.
keep trying even 4 years later?
It's this, there's a person that calls my aunt's phone because that's the only number they got of me that I ain't talked to in over 20 years. And my aunt said that girl called his phone, asked for you probably twice a year. I'd be like, man, I thought I was dead.
Yeah, sometimes you almost feel like telling someone like, yeah, you just I'm pretty much dead to you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that person I actually have a situation with her, so I have to deal with her. I'm just trying to figure out what's the best way to deal with her in that situation. So I'm gonna need a couple days to think about it before I respond.
Yeah, I don't know your situation, but there's a couple ways I mean, because you have to deal with people. Sometimes you just gotta. take a person in a room and tell them like, look, this how it's gonna be, and I don't want no problems. Sometimes that work, but you can't really do it publicly because people feel some type of way. But usually, especially with more like a covert or beta, it depends on the personality the person got. The more beta person, you get in that shit and tell them like, look, I ain't gonna take your shit. Leave me the hell alone. They usually cool, but if you play that game with them, that passive aggressive shit, they gonna keep doing it. There's a couple people I had to just tell like, look, bro, chill out, if I fuck you up for real. Like, I had to whisper that in a couple people here at the hospital because they playing these little like, look, I ain't playing with you, bro. Leave me the hell alone because I'm gonna catch your ass going out to your car. Leave me alone. They be like, all right, man, we cool, we cool. Because if people get away with it, it's literally insane to think to stop doing it. So
What did Gary say? Tell them they're right and fall back. Yeah, but I've got this vested interest in that. I can't just I got to deal with this person because there's a vested interest, and the tables are turned a little bit. So I think that's why she's coming at me all sweet, but she's never apologized to me, and I got to do what I got to do. But I'm a kind person, so sometimes that gets the better of me because people play your emotions, and then you're like, oh, okay, well, maybe this, maybe that. We start doing this delusional stuff where we're making up excuses for people.
man, you have like a lot of people who um have like nice personality. They call that the altruistic because a lot of times you will sacrifice the way you feel about something for the greater good. Okay, look, I just got to swallow this one for the team, right? Um, and people prey on that. People because they know you gonna be like forgiving and let things go. So they prey on that. So they will do things like lash out on you. Like, do you ever notice? Now, y'all correct me. Tell me y'all ain't never experienced. Sometimes you have people who be angry and mad at other people, but take it out on somebody close to them instead of the person they mad at. Y'all ever experienced that?
I've done that
Now think about this. Why do you do that?
because I know they're going to forgive me. It's usually my
Exactly.
family. Yeah.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So these people, once they see that they can do that to you, you'll be their punching bag. You'll be their punching
Yeah.
bag.
Because I know they
I had
love
to
me
tell
and they're
my
going to
wife,
forgive
like,
me.
look, yeah, I told my wife, like, look, don't do that shit. If you mad at that person, you gonna be mad at them. Don't bring that shit over.
Yeah, don't bring it home.
But see, I be calling them. I call shit like that with anybody and everybody. Mm-mm. You ain't mad, especially people close to me. Like, hold on, you ain't mad at me. You just mad, but it ain't at me. So check that at the door. We can talk and we can figure it out. But not with the attitude. I don't take nobody's shit.
Well, sometimes I think too, like, okay, I'm frustrated. It happens. Like, even sometimes it happens to my husband. Like, sometimes he'll apologize ahead of time and he'll say, look, I'm having a bad day. So I apologize if I'm quiet or, just like,
Yeah,
at
that's
least
good.
we talk to each other to kind of, okay, stay away or be cool. Don't give me no shit.
Mhm.
Because sometimes if you're like, you're taking it out on people, but it might be it's you're frustrated at something else. So then your patience level is lower than it might be on the average day. Doesn't make it right,
No,
but
that's.
yeah.
See, you got a big heart. But that's not even what I'm talking about. That's normal. I'm talking about people who actually be mad at something and come home to take it directly out on somebody they know who will take the brunt of it. Like is like I said, we have tendencies. We all have things like what you're saying is normal. We stress, we have having a bad day, and something is making us, it's like the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people like think about this. It'd be people be at work, their boss is giving them hell. They can't do nothing to their boss, but they can go home and kick their wife ass. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Like
Or vice versa. Because sometimes I feel like there's dudes
mm-hmm,
that have it bad at home, and then they come to work and take it out on the people at work. It's like
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
you're bringing your home stuff to
Yeah,
the wrong place.
yeah.
Keep that
It's
at
funny that
home.
you. It's funny that you said dudes, right? So it was this guy I worked with. He was a patient caretaker, but his wife was a doctor, right? Wife was the sweetest person on the planet, right? That's how we think, right? This dude is an a-hole. Come to find out, she be degrading him and treating him like shit at home. He can't do nothing about it. She paying all the bills and she the breadwinner, so he come to work and he be a dick.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like you trying to force your
Man.
authority over here because you ain't got it at home.
Mm-hmm.
Who wears the pants?
Mm-hmm.
Not you.
That joint was
So
crazy.
yeah, but that's not narcissism. That's just bad behavior. That's just bad behavior, in my opinion. But you have the
Well,
people that
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh
No,
no,
go ahead.
you get it. No, you was breaking it
Well,
down.
because you got narcissism and then you have like bipolar. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people have bipolar. A lot of people have stuff. And a lot of people
Undiagnosed.
handle it in different ways. Some people are good. They're cool. They're not. Every now and then they get triggered. But like you don't. You got to figure it out. What is it? Why are you cool and then all of a sudden you're not cool? Why are you lashing out all of a sudden when like just a minute ago you were fine?
Man, I experienced someone who had true bipolarism, and like I know it's levels to even bipolarism, and this was I guess you can call this an extreme form, but I'm talking about like this dude would literally be talking to you like everything cool, fine, we laughing, giggling, then he just start beating the crap out of this dude. And when I talk about like he wasn't bigger than me, like this dude, they got some super strength or something. Like slam the guy bigger than him and just start whooping him. And I'm looking like, hold on, bro, what's going on? He just freaked out, and we trying to grab him like this dude's strong. Like he wasn't this strong a minute ago. Like that form of that's the experience I have with bipolar. Like experience that I have with bipolar. Even like when I used to work as a patient transporter at the hospital, I had to go get psych patients, and this one dude was like, he was on a stretcher. He said, "Give me my pillow." So I go in his room, get the pillow. He was like, "Why are you touching my pillow? Put it back." I'm like, "Oh damn!" I go put it back, and he like, "Give me my pillow." And I bring it back. He
Yeah.
did this like 3 times, and I'm like, "What the hell?" And when he grabbed me, I don't like being grabbed. When he grabbed me, I locked his arm. He ended up, I almost flipped him over in the gurney. But when he grabbed me, I grabbed his wrist and locked it. And like he turned his back, like I put him in a wrist lock. So I'm pushing I got his wrist, but I got my forearm and his forearm backwards, pushing it forward. So I locked his whole arm up and I'm pushing him. So he almost flipped over in the gurney. I'm like, bro, you better let me go. And then everybody, like the nurses, they're like, no, 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 he got bipolarism. And I'm looking like, well, why the hell y'all ain't tell me? Y'all got this man grabbing me. I'm about to break his damn arm. Like,
And then
I
all of a
couldn't
sudden
go
they're
on it.
calm again. And they're
Yeah,
good and they're
yeah.
apologizing.
But
Which I rather no, go ahead.
they wouldn't let me go back on the psych ward after that.
Well, yeah, it's at work. But I think like I I like the people that will tell me like I'm bipolar. Like I suffer from bipolar or whatever. Because then I can say, okay, I'm gonna try not to trigger them, like I'm gonna take it
Shit, I
easy
ain't
on
get.
them.
Nah, it ain't. If you bipolar, I'm gonna ask you one question: did you take your medication? If you say yeah, then okay, I'm still keeping my distance because I haven't had good experience with bipolar people. I'm not talking about people. It's been people be like, I'm bipolar. I'd be like, man, whatever. That ain't. You got the lower end or something. I've been around some bipolar people where they snap, like, and that shit is like you'll be like that. Like, man, I can't look. I can't be
You
around
can't
people
play
like
with
that.
them. Like if
Man, no,
you
I
know,
can't.
if I know,
No,
then
I'm straight.
I don't joke with them as much. Like, like
Yeah,
sometimes we joke with each other. But those, if that person's like a little bit more like I'm gonna trigger them, I'm gonna kind of take it easy and not joke so much because I don't know what's gonna set them off.
yeah, I can't. But see, that's what I'm saying because it's like if they do something, then I'm gonna do something, and it's just not good for us to be around one another. So it ain't. I'm
Right.
not saying like they bad people. Nothing. I'm just saying like it is a disaster waiting to happen. So I'm more when it comes to physical, I'm more reactive, and so I'm
Steer
straight.
clear. Just stay away from them. What's up,
Yeah.
riders? What up,
What up,
Nine?
Rich?
Yo, what up, man?
What up,
Chilling, chilling.
Nine?
My bad, I ain't hear my sneaky voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but y'all know, there's different types of bipolar, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
different types,
It's
different
levels
levels.
to it.
But there's only 4 types, just in case to
Okay,
narrow
tell
it
us
down for
about it.
everybody.
Tell us about
Mhm.
it.
That's why I'm living. There's only four
Because I
types.
know you've shared a little bit, but I didn't know this 4 types thing.
All right, let me see. Cause she wants me to look off world. Shit.
Well, I mean, maybe just talk about the one that comes to your mind, I guess.
Cause you
I
got
don't
the
want to
one
put you
that
on the spot.
no, you got the one that Word just mentioned, and then you got the bipolar that's depressive, the bipolar depression, which is the one that I've got, which means your mood swings. You get days where you got that you're real energetic. You get days where you're real down. You see where I'm coming from? So it's kind of like then I forgot what the other two is called. Hold on. Okay, so the other one is called cyclothemia. Cyclothemia disorder is a rare mood disorder. Cyclothymia causes emotional ups and downs, but they are not as extreme as those in bipolar 1 or 2. See, one is the one that, one is the one I just described, bipolar depression. Then the bipolar 2 is the one that Word just described, where the people just out of nowhere just have the maniac disorders. I don't know how to explain them. It's
The
like a
man
maniac.
is
Like aggressive.
Yes,
is
that's what people.
is is like borderline split personality disorder. For a long time they
It's
diagnosed it as
called
split personality disorder,
yeah.
but it's really not. It's a form of bipolarism.
Now it's called
It's,
maniac. My bad. I was trying to.
oh
It's
no,
called
you got it.
it's called maniac depressive illness or maniac depression. That's what it's called. Well, that's what it was formerly called. Now they're saying it's bipolar, but it's not
No,
really bipolar. It's hard to
yeah.
explain it. It's in the family.
It's how they classify things. Because, like I said, it's levels to it. It's different. Because even the only true bipolar definition is
It's depression.
the
The one with
no,
the
it's the elevation. I mean, the fluctuation of emotion.
yeah,
So
and
anything that fluctuates the emotion, they try to tag it with bipolarism. But that's what bipolarism is the fluctuation of emotion. Like
emotions.
1 minute you can be up, the next minute you can be down.
X.
That's so, but it's levels to it. Like when we talk about narcissism, is you have an aggressive narcissist, then you have a covert narcissist, then you have one, but is what is narcissism is to gain control of another person. So bipolarism is just a fluctuation of emotion. So, but it's different forms of it. That's why I said it's levels to bipolarism. But that bipolarism, like that's what I personally experienced. Like when they was like, "Oh, they bipolar," like, "Oh, hell no." So until I can identify, like, because you don't know what a person will do, emotions is like the driving force, and people become very capricious when they end their emotions. So if a person can fluctuate, for me, it's dangerous. Like just not having control of your emotions because I'm more of a reactive person, and I like my life. And I've been in situations where, yeah, it could have went terribly wrong. But that's why I say, just me personally, I'm straight.
But you know that bipolar is really just strict. Bipolar is something that's like it's kind of like something. How can I say? It's like a trigger. It ends up. It's not like people just have this. People end up having it because of some type of trauma or something
Trauma,
that
yeah. They even bipolarism. They one of the causes, like back, I think it was the '70s. They were saying it was a form of PTSD.
yeah,
I
it
mean, it was
is.
due to PTSD, and
That's why
now what they say is the onset is trauma. That's how they. I mean, it's just like them DSM books. If you get the DSM books, they got a fifth edition out now. They literally tell the like, well, you'll have to get like 3 to 5 now, but you'll literally see the evolution of different personalities. If you get a DSM 1, um, being gay is in there as a mental disorder. I think it's the DSM 1 or 2. I think it might be in the 2. Yeah, it's definitely in the 1, but I don't know. I think after that first edition, I think they declassified it as the mental illness, if I'm not mistaken, or it might be 2.
But wait, I kind of
So
lost my.
you'll see the evolution of how these different personality disorders were first identified and now how it's described. So,
Yeah,
um,
here you go. See, it says the or what can trigger that. The onset of BPAD is often triggered by a significant life stressor, death of a family member, leaving home for the first time, starting college or a new job. These stressors do not cause BPD but can trigger the disorder to become active.
Yeah, like life
But
events.
yeah, but see,
mhm.
like Word was just saying, even when you search it up, it's telling you as time. It starts off late. Back then, it was just nothing but depression. But
Yeah,
people with the mood swings, and when they start with the maniac disorder, they started attaching it. That's why I was like, I started doing my research when I started hearing people say that they had like 2 personalities. I'm like, that's schizophrenia, but they're attaching it to the bipolar disorder thing. I don't know why, but anything that has to
because
do with emotions, like Baruch was just saying, it's my bad. I
yeah.
was reading it.
Oh no, because I mean the reason they like you just said is due, like, even when you talk about split personality disorders, the way they describe that is more of a conscious, but when they see the different emotions are displayed with the different personalities, they associate it to bipolarism. But with split personality disorder, it's usually the conscious, like the thought process or the mindset of the personality is determined. But if it's emotion based, then they attach it to bipolarism, if that makes sense, what I just said.
Yeah, it's it's crazy how a lot of it has to do with emotion, though. So I mean, I'm guessing they're gonna attach everything to bipolar pretty soon.
I mean, is I mean, it's just the fluctuation of emotions, how, because it is really all lack of emotional regulation, like the not being able to control your own emotion. Because if you can control your emotions, you wouldn't be considered bipolar.
You can
It,
control the bipolar depression. From what I'm reading, for the maniac disorder, you need treatment for that.
the medication that make you not feel.
That's crazy.
I mean, you literally, when you take that medication, you literally don't feel shit. It's like you don't get mad or happy or sad or none of that. People be
Yeah.
like zombies and shit.
I knew a
Uh,
guy that would say, I take my happy pill. And
yeah,
he's like, It's my happy pill and I'm just chill. But he was open
She's not.
about it, so we knew.
But see, you gotta realize, isn't like with me? I got bipolar depression, and I had to talk to a psychologist, right? Because when I was younger, they were stuffing me with all types of medication, and it's like even a psychologist said, like when it has to do with depression, medication isn't gonna work. there's always going to be a side effect, especially when it's dealing with depression or, you've been through some type of trauma like mine. So the way they was going about it was really wrong. I was like, medication doesn't really work. Like that bipolar depression, you got like, how can I say it? Even the psychologist told me, like, it's just a matter of changing your diet and changing your surroundings. What you eat affects a lot of how your emotions, your anxiety. I don't know. Maybe word could break it down a little more.
No, because different feelings release different hormones within your body. So, if you eating poor, is the way those hormones are released. Sometimes you have things like my bad, I'm getting sleepy.
Yeah,
Like
there's food
just
that affects your hormone levels.
yeah, like
Even materials.
chocolate. Yeah, chocolates release dopamine. Like you can eat chocolate and it'll release dopamine. So yeah, but too much of that is not good within your system and it have you feeling some type of way. It's like if you getting steady shots of dopamine, when you don't get it, you'll be all anxious and depressed and sad, and you have to do something to get that shot. Sometimes people do drugs, or sometimes people just put themselves in stressful situations, and that dopamine is released. That's when I still haven't did that show about emotional addiction though. But man, you would be surprised about, I always tell y'all to care about how y'all feel because your emotions, that's what runs everything, man. The way you feel runs everything, bro. And that's the one thing we don't really become in tune to is our emotions. We think the outside stimulates the inside when really the inside stimulates the outside. People think about how people like just think about Trump for a minute, right? The way he feel made him run for president again. He most people when they talk to you, what do they say? This is how I feel. This is feel. They pay attention to how often somebody said this is how I feel versus this is how I think. Most people function off feelings. But where are those feelings coming from? Are those feelings valid? Are they influenced by what you desire, or somebody else pumped some information in you and made you feel like you like this, but you really don't? Most people don't have control over their own feelings because they watch TV, music, or listen to something and feel affected. You ever watch, like even a news, like people being all pissed off because Trump is president? Man, you can't do nothing about that. So why you pissed off? You
They
just
in their
looking for a
bipolar
reason.
bag. They in their
You just,
bipolar bag.
but it's like you just looking for a reason to be upset, man. You can't do nothing about it. So what is being mad or upset about it go do? Nothing. But it makes them feel good, right? Why? It makes them feel good just being pissed off and mad and angry. Like that shit weird. I didn't even know Commander dropped down.
Oh, she right there.
I'm here. I try to chat. I try to type in the chat, and it kicks me out if I leave too long.
Oh, snap.
Oh.
That's true though. But you know what's crazy when you're saying that? That's something that my son is trying to work on, right? Like, with the autism and stuff, with his emotions. And I think he's doing good though, on some real for real.
How old is it?
He 18 now. But I still
You could
see
have put
the
him in the mentor
influences.
group. That's what I'm literally.
I'm
I
trying to
only did one session, but put him in a group. I'm teaching emotional intelligence now.
I'm trying to like that. How can I say it? Like he's got his mind focused, but he still gets them impulses. Like it's got to be right there. It's got to be right. I don't know if you understand. Like if anybody has a child with autism, you understand where I'm coming from. It's still he still gets them impulses, so it makes it a little hard to kind of like how can I say it reach him sometimes.
Yeah, I'm working with my nephew got autism. I'm working with him. He in a group. He in a group with it.
But I'm gonna put my email in the back so you can email me so I can get your email and you can send me the
I
link.
I'm gonna put my email down because I'm bad with that. I'm bad with the email. But
Now, the autism is like a whole nother thing. Did you
But
guys see
see,
the
yeah,
video?
the reason, oh shit, my bad.
Go ahead, go ahead.
No, the reason I brought up autism is because when they got autism, it doesn't matter if they're adults. A lot of their life involves dealing with emotions, and they don't know how to
Yeah.
control it.
Yeah, and you can be diagnosed with autism and other things like ADHD and other things. They sometimes diagnose multiple things. But did you guys see the video of the little girl in the grocery store, or I think it was Walmart, who was like she was throwing everything on the floor. She's just grabbing stuff and throwing it, and then she started throwing like it looked like wine bottles or something.
Okay,
And this man kind of tried to stop her, and they're like, "No, leave her alone. She's going through stuff right now. Just let her do it." I'm thinking
nah,
maybe
I
the little
ain't
girl
see
had
that.
autism. I would stop the little girl. I'd try to maybe,
Yeah, I'll be like, man,
cause she
chill the
can,
fuck out. See,
cause she can
I
hurt
don't know.
someone breaking
Yeah,
glass.
she can hurt herself. She can hurt somebody else. I understand. I mean, if that's the case, I'm just being real. She don't need to be out in on no stores and nothing like that.
see, people they hear their kids got autism right away. They want to like sugarcoat it for them and everything, not realizing that when you do that with a child with autism, you're creating nothing more than just a monster when they get older.
Yep.
And, so shit, people had told me I'm crazy. Look, I have a son with autism. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat nothing. And you know what? I'm glad that I did it like that because with everything that's been happening with us, especially you know how they say family this, family that. Well, family is the listen. I trust no one but myself. I trust God, my immediate family. Let's put it like that. But I don't trust nobody outside my circle. I'm saying it wrong, so I'm trying to rephrase it in the right way. So it's like family be the first ones, and they were the first ones to be in my son's head. So it's kind of like now that my son's trying to like he's older, seeing things for himself. He's trying to get back on his feet, right? I'm trying to explain it to him, everything that has happened to him, and break it down so he can understand that it was never his fault. You see where I'm coming from?
Right. Yeah.
So it'd be crazy. You would think that family would be right there to help you, but they'd be the first ones to stab you just because you're doing good or you're doing something better than them. They'd be the first ones to hate. Your first enemies right on the front line. First ones you got to sit here and fight before you sit here and fight a stranger. That's the crazy part. That's why I listen, man. Like I tell people, man, how can I say it? Family is not who you're born into. Family is what you make of it. And my family is the family that I have built, the family that I'm making.
So, do you believe in like spanking, what they call corporal punishment? Because like there's been this thing about kids with autism like that, you know, they shouldn't be scolded or spanked, or they shouldn't be treated
Well,
like that because maybe some of the
I
things they're doing is just part of their autism and they can't control it. So,
see,
not
some of the things they do as part of their autism are right, but doesn't take the parents. How can I say it? It doesn't how it doesn't give the parent a right to slack. And what I mean by that, right? You still have to parent. You still have to discipline. Listen, I used to pop my kids, right? And in the beginning, I wasn't doing it right until my baby pops walked in and he was like, "Look, listen, there's a better way to reach them." So he sat down, had that conversation with me. At times I still had to pop them, yeah, because they was hard headed as shit. But I didn't do it the way I used to do it. You see where I'm coming from? Like I would explain to them because when I used to pop them before in the beginning, I wasn't explaining shit. I was doing it the way our parents did it. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. Just popped them, and all right, fuck it. In my head, I thought they knew what the fuck they got popped for because I popped them right in the moment they did whatever they
and they still don't learn that way.
did. They don't. So like my whole point is you can talk to your kids, and it's other ways. Like it's just other ways. Let's put it like that. And me
The-
looking at my son now shows me that the other ways does work.
like, see, I don't believe in punishing a kid, like punishing, but
Mm-hmm.
I believe in discipline. You have to give the kid structure, and it's like you
Facts.
said, it's different ways. Like with my son, just me being upset at him, it like breaks his little heart. and then me taking things from him, me putting him in his room, punishment, don't come out of here. That's more effective. Like popping him, 5 years old. They ain't gonna do nothing but piss him off. Now, if he do something crazy, then I might pop him in the butt, but I ain't did that. I popped him a couple times, like hitting his mama or hitting his sister. You get a little thump in the butt. But, disciplining and punishing, I never punish a child. But, you have to discipline. You have to give them structure, give them direction, give them guidance, and hitting them, that ain't gonna do nothing. I got beat growing up by my stepdad, and it ain't do nothing but piss me off. So that's all it did, piss me off.
It's gonna get their imagination to wander in a different way. You don't want them to wander.
So like the little girl destroying property, like destroying property, that's like a whole nother level.
That could be that the parent isn't doing what the parent's supposed to be doing. Like some parents are scared to discipline their kids nowadays. It's either because of the system or they scared of their kids point blank. Sorry to say it, but
I ain't never be scared of a kid.
You better look around. Some of these kids and their parents, they go, listen, I don't know if it's the school, I don't know if it's the streets, I don't know if it's social media, but a lot of these kids scream DHS, they scream cops to their parents. Boy, their parents put their everything down. What do you want? How much money you need? You see where I'm coming from? Do you want me to go with you to the corner? You want me to be a protector? You see my point? Like,
I'm my mama child. I wish a kid would say they call the police. I tell them call the ambulance first. That's what my mama told me one day. I said, I'm going to call the cops. So she said, you better call the ambulance first.
That's what I'm saying. You can't
He wasn't playing. He wasn't playing, boy.
Some of them think it's child abuse, just asking them to do their chores.
Yeah. Shit. But you got to realize, listen, it's like I tell a lot of parents, you have to sit here, you're going to have to clean your kids because a lot of parents not realizing we don't have custody of our kids. Even after we sign that birth certificate at the hospital, we have to go to family court, make an appointment, and get sole custody of our kids. Because if not, guess who owns them? The government. But people don't want to believe it. I found out, listen, what was it, like a couple months ago? I'm sitting here, I was like, I could have sworn I did this. She's like, no, you don't just sign. I'm like, how come is it that I got full custody of my first son? She's like, because you went to court the first time. I was like, oh shit, but I wasn't thinking about taking my baby pops to court. You see my point? So now we got to go to court and get full custody of our daughter. If not, the government still has, how can I say it?
The state owns your children.
Yes.
So I'm like, the last final say over.
I did it for the other two. Now I got to do it for her. So this is crazy. We don't own our kids, whether we like it or not. And we're in 2025. The warning was for 2025. It could be next year, it could be the year after, but it's coming. It's never on the day that they tell us that it's going to come. It's always maybe a year later or years later.
Well, there's children that are not registered, that are being born on the down low, in probably trafficking situations that are not even registered with the government.
Yeah. You think they're not registered with the government? How did the government lose? How many? 60,000? How many was it? Like 80-something thousand children? 60,000? Yeah. They lost.
Oh no, Commander talking about something different.
I'm talking about the ones where they're taken. I want to say too much. I don't want to use the words, but
did you know that was involved? If you go look at the Senators meetings and all that, there was a whole case about that. They still investigating an investigation pending on that, and it's attached to the sex trafficking.
Yeah, don't say the words, but like let's say I'm taken, and then now I'm having children on the down low because I'm not allowed to go get services, so. I'm birthing children that are not registered, not in the government database.
That's
and
what
now
you
they're
think.
Well, we're having my baby at home. Like, you know what
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying? I'm saying in the situation like you just mentioned, not to say the word, but
But see, that's
where
my whole
I'm
Yeah.
thing.
taken.
Yeah, I'm trying to answer it for you. That's my whole thing. You think they don't know? I'm sorry to
Well,
say
they
it
know
like that.
because I know what you're saying. You're saying they're part of the problem. They're already enthralled and
Yeah,
all
I
of that. They
mean,
know
you
about
gotta
it.
really
Yeah.
look at it. It's like,
Mhm.
they say the CIA, like, man, they're the what is it they say for them? They cause chaos. We believe it. They come, they clean it up. Come on.
Yeah, it's like within the prison system. They say the guards or whatever they're, oh no, you can't get away with anything and they're righteous and this and that. But how does all this stuff get into the facilities? Oh, they have, because they say, oh, they have cameras and all this stuff and all the workers are being tracked and everything's being seen. No, it's not. They're part of the problem. They're corrupted. Not everybody, I'm just saying some. Some obviously, because how's the stuff getting into the facilities?
You gotta realize that everybody, listen, man, it's teamwork with certain. Listen, I want to say it, but it's not my channel. I will go
Man, I'm
straight
about
up
to
and
say,
say it.
Say it
I'm taking my,
wisely.
I'm about to say I'm taking my butt to bed because we was talking about covert narcissism. Now y'all talking about covert operations.
Covert
I don't know what the
operations.
I'm
hell going on right now.
I'm gonna
I'm
send.
half
Listen,
asleep.
I'm sending Commander to go watch Equalizer. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's gonna explain. Listen, I'll watch all 3 movies and then watch the series on Netflix. All right.
All right.
I mean, listen, they say a lot in that job, and then go Google some shit after you watch every one, including the episodes. All right.
There's just so much we don't know, and so much that happens right under our nose, right in front of us in our cities.
You wouldn't
Facts.
want to know.
You don't want to know, and it's sad.
I'm saying you wouldn't want to know
You wouldn't
Let
want
me
to
ask
know,
you something.
no.
Word. Do you believe
because.
that? My bad.
Oh no, go ahead. Do I believe who?
Do you believe that? Okay. All right. Do you believe that the reason that a lot of people are narcissists and the behaviors that they have or mental health or any of that shit exists because it could be because of waves that they're throwing out? I'm trying to say that. I hope you caught what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're saying. I honestly no. I
No.
understand what you're saying. It's not. You don't even have to do that. You don't. It's more subtle thing like that. That's like a to me. I totally understand what you're saying. Like the blue lights and all that, and
You
I
don't
don't
think that could
believe in that.
control? You don't think that
I don't
control?
think you have
Right?
to. Like, why do that when people are just fucked up? People are no. You don't. I mean the. I mean I understand like how people feel, and I'm like, man, if y'all really knew what I knew or what I did in life, bro, you'll be like, okay, I understand. But I tell you like this. Look at Project Paperclip. It's been stuff. I mean, you don't have to do all that elaborate stuff. Everything has been put in place from the 50s and is on auto operation, and you don't have to. People are just naturally fucked up now, where you only got it. One person can influence the other one. That's it. You don't have to put nothing in beams, or you don't have to put nothing in the radio no more. Like it was the frequency. They ain't even got to do none of that no more. It's just natural. Like it's like the nastiness will jump off of me onto you now.
Facts. So see,
That's all. That's all you have to do. I mean, and keep conditions certain ways, like poverty. Poverty is one of the tools that's been used throughout. I mean, through the Greeks' time. The Greeks used poverty to control people. So I mean, ain't nothing new under the sun. Like you don't all that stuff. I mean, it's cool and it sound good, but they don't. What I'm saying is it'd be a waste of time when you don't have to do it. It just is almost like a natural occurrence now. Like they didn't put it into. It's like having something into play for so long that it just germinates and recreates itself.
It's an epidemic.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like this is what people want drama. Like before, people didn't want drama. People used to protest about violence and stuff. No, people want the shit now. Like you don't have to, you don't have to do nothing. It's like why you think the Klan don't run around with hoods and burning crosses no more? Because motherfuckers off they self now. They don't have to do all that.
It's us.
It's learn
Every day.
behavior. Is literally learn behavior. And once the behavior is learned, it's like one generation go pass it down to the next, to the next, to the next, and it's just go get worse and worse and worse. So if you really look at it in totality, that's all that happened. That's all that happened.
I gotta ask because listen, I just laugh at how people are blaming how the hypocrisy and all this, everything that's been talked about today on it could be the NK and whatever it's called, NK Ultra, whatever that shit is
MK
called.
Ultra.
Yeah. And blaming and all that. But when you really pay attention, right, and even when you look at the Project Bluebeam and all that, that exposes everything alone. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, or I read the papers wrong and watched the videos.
Is when you look at when you really study psychology, especially manipulation, one of the key components in manipulating people is make them look left while you're doing something on the right. So if I can get you to worry about the blue beams and the radio waves, guess what you won't notice? The little subtle shit that I'm implanting into you.
X.
And that's what occurred. Anytime people loud about shit like that, and it's like conspiracy, it's for a reason. You know what I'm saying? They always get
Like
you to
all
look
these
left when they're
drones.
doing something right. Yeah, man. That's all fear induced. So like when
The
I
alien talk.
like why all of a sudden they talking about aliens now? When we've been wanting all this information because of something else that's bigger that's been exposed that they don't want you looking at. So now they just say, "Yep, it's aliens. Yep, here you go. Yep, you can have the aliens." Well, fuck it, we had to tell them, like aliens been here. Shit, you are the aliens. They tell you you gonna see a whole bunch of crazy shit coming out because it's some real shit that's been exposed and people like, hey, look at this, and you ain't looking at what the people telling you to look at because you're looking at what they giving you.
Tell them what they
Yo,
want to hear, because what they don't know, they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
listen, they gonna turn into zombies and blame it on the internet. Watch, I'm telling you.
Shit, we been zombies.
That's already
The walk,
happening.
bro, man, if y'all, bro, we been zombies, bro. What are zombies? Emotionless creatures. People don't have empathy. That's what I was just saying. People don't even fucking have empathy for one another no more. I would sit here. I hear. I even said this right when a war went in Ukraine, right? And I'm like, dang, that's unfortunate that the people going through that. And then when my wife was like, "Oh, we go donate something," I'm like, "Shit, I need a donation. I ain't trying to donate shit to Ukraine. They ain't donate nothing to me." I'm like,
I'm
damn,
dead.
that's kind of messed up. But right now, we ain't built like that. My bank account ain't built to help nobody in no damn Ukraine. They got a big old government over there. They got movie stars and all them other famous people who can donate their money. I need a donation. Shit.
So you don't blame the internet for everything that's going on around us, mental health,
How you gonna blame the internet?
violence. You don't blame it,
I,
right?
how would I blame the internet? The internet ain't is what people do with the internet. The internet ain't bad.
Yeah, this is the first person I've heard actually speak like a person. Because
Yeah,
everybody else, yo.
because they need something to blame. They instead of taking not taking accountability. That's like this lady was talking like people put their kids in front of TVs all day, and the TV is raising a kid, and they complain about what's on the TV. Like, why the fuck is they in front of the TV? That's that's your responsibility to influence them. But you put them in front of the TV and then complain about what's on the TV. Well, move them away from the TV. Spend some
You gonna
time
hear
with your kids.
you're gonna hear the excuse, I gotta work, I gotta do this, I don't got time.
Well,
So
you got
they
to
need the
make time.
TV, they need the
You got to make.
tablets.
You got to make time. I mean, that's what you got to do. My kids got TV and tablet and all that, but I'm right there with them when they watching it. When they doing, we watching it. We chilling.
Listen, my daughter 8 years old, she don't have a phone. This be the baby okay?
That's what
This
I'm
be the
listening now.
this be the hood conversations we be having on this job. We be talking about the mental health, the hypocrisy, and everything right here in the hood. And it's crazy how some females get offended, right, when we say that it's the parents' fault. Like, I don't blame the internet. Everybody's like, oh, the internet's to blame for everything that our kids is doing. I'm like, is it the internet? I'm like, we let our kids do it. So should we blame the kids? Should we blame the internet? Or should we blame us? Or should we blame society?
I mean, even like when people talk about the music, like, well, why you listening to it? Like, well, you can't control. Yes, you can. You just don't want to. You just don't want to find ways to. Is it work? Yes, it is. It is work, but it's necessary. You know, I had to structure my son's tablet so he can only watch certain things. It took me a minute to do it, but it's done. You know, now he can't look at crazy shit and don't nobody got access to him. You know
That's
what
a
I'm
fact.
saying? That's
I
just
had to
what
do
you
the
got to
same
do.
thing. Listen, I had to grab my old YouTube account, right? That's my premium account, and I have to block certain like videos that pop up, or how can I say hit not recommend. I don't even know how to block. My baby pop does that. I'm like, how do you block certain accounts? Like, that's my one thing I want to get to, like, get a grip on, because I didn't even know you could do that on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's been helping me out with that too, because I'm like, it's a lot of videos that just pop up, and you can't like have them on YouTube Kids, because YouTube Kids is worse.
Yeah, man. I had to figure that out. I'm like, hold on, bro. This on YouTube Kids,
Yeah,
like they
listen,
tripping. Like,
there was
man,
these
go ahead.
videos of look like they were I don't know if they're grown ass motherfuckers or what, but they were pretending to be like these superheroes. They were pretending to be princesses, little kids, and stuff like that. But they were talking grown up. So I'm like,
Man,
how in the world did this pass? How did they, make it? It's YouTube Kids, not YouTube.
look, I put it on ages 2 to 5, and my son was like, he didn't want to go to the bathroom. I'm like, why you don't want to go to the bathroom? He said something gonna come out the toilet. I'm like, what? He
Don't
showed
stop.
me on the tablet. It was like people jumping out the toilet like monsters, and I'm looking like this from 2 to 5. They got this shit on YouTube Kids,
Oh
so I had to
yeah, I
go
forgot the
through
name of
there.
it.
I had to go through there and
I
and
filed a complaint on
all
YouTube.
I had to pick
Report
the
it.
only
Report those things.
I did.
yeah. I had to pick like you only can watch like Coco Melon, he like Blippy, and it was something else.
Yeah.
Ashley and somebody. Like yeah,
And
you can
people,
watch the Ashley and whatever.
Even
that's why.
But
cocoa
other
melon,
than
they
that,
say cocoa melon's
No,
bad
see the
for
problem
their
with Coco
brain.
Melon. No, the problem with Coco Melon
I
is
like
right.
Coco Melon. I
Coco
seen
Melon's
all the
not.
Coco Melons.
Coco Melon, me too. I'm laughing.
I seen all the Coco Melons. They cool.
The problem with Coco Melon is that there's this there's like three to four channels right on the side that have videos
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
similar. Yeah,
And
it's
you
similar to
gotta
Coco Melon. Yeah, I seen that.
you gotta be careful, because certain episodes end up, you just gotta be careful.
Yeah, there's some bootleg Coco Melons on there.
Mm,
Miss
What up,
Tracy, what up,
Tracy?
though?
How you doing?
Man, let me
Happy
get my butt
birthday.
off it. Happy birthday. Is one something. I'm
oh,
old, man. I done got
Good
used
night,
to
honey.
going to sleep at 2 o'clock now, man. I ain't used to go to sleep until 4. I done got used to going to sleep at 2 since I ain't been on here. I be
sorry,
knocked out
Grandpa.
by 2 o'clock. I know
He's
I'm
Sorry.
cutting
getting
us
old.
off, y'all. He's cutting us off.
Do you know my best friend? He be like, "What up, Grandpops?" That's what he called me, Grandpop.
Oh
Keep
shit,
it
I didn't
classy.
know. I was
Yeah,
just
that's
thinking
what
that.
that's what he
Listen,
called me.
you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
You don't gotta go home, but you gotta get the out of here. Get the but hey y'all, my wife I think in a week or two, she wanna come on and talk about ghosts. So
Ouch.
we me and
Heck
the wife,
yeah.
yeah, she will come on and talk about some ghosts. She will tell some ghost story. We used to go ghost hunting all the time. I bought her a whole ghost set. Like that thing was an arm and a leg. She got the night vision camera with the infrared on it and everything.
Oh
Like we
shit.
was professional. We went to Gettysburg. We caught some crazy shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Energy is real. I tell you that, man. Because even the tour guide like freaked out, and I thought she was acting. She was like, "No, it's never active like this." And I'm like, "What?" I mean, like just voices on recorders. Like you don't hear nothing, but then you play a recording back, you hear some crazy shit. Like that kind of freaked me out. But I'm into the spirituality, so I understand spirits. Like the spirit of a person can be trapped there. So
Let's make a
um,
YouTube trip. We're gonna go search for our ancestors.
You'll fuck around and find something that you don't want to find. That's why I don't be playing with that shit. My wife be like, I'm sensitive to energy. I don't play with that shit. Man, it felt like something got in my body one time.
Yeah, I'm straight.
Like I'm good, man. No, I don't be playing. She be, I mean, we stayed at a haunted hotel one day. I didn't even know the hotel was haunted. All I know is like she fell asleep, so I kind of turned my back towards her because I was playing on my phone, and I felt the cover come off. I'm thinking she took the cover, and I turned my head and looked, and the cover is like folded on me. And I'm looking at her. She knocked the fuck out. Then I see this little girl in the corner of the room. Man, I jumped up so goddamn quick. Turned the light on, nothing there. And I'm like, I'm telling her what happened. And I'm thinking, because I ain't gonna lie to you, I done had a couple brownies. So I'm like, okay, I'm tripping. She was like, no, the hotel is haunted. I'm like, what the fuck? You got me standing in the haunted? I was mad as hell. I'm like, I'm going to sleep in my car. Fuck this. Then I go in the car. And then, man, look, I went back in there and like, look, I'm just trying to go to sleep. We here for 2 nights. I won't bother you. You don't bother me. Can we please be cool? Thank you. And took my ass to sleep.
You
Like,
know,
I'm
it was the
straight.
brownies. It was the brownies.
Man, I was hoping it was the brownies, but man,
He was waving his white flag. He was trying to call a truce with the little girl.
hell yeah, man. Look, bro, you can't fight no ghost. I'm straight. Look, I don't want what y'all need me to tell somebody something. I can do that for you. Just don't start flipping shit and going crazy, and I'm good.
I have
Because
yet,
if you do, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm straight.
I have yet to see that. You know, people have tried that on me. I have yet to see it. That's why I don't really believe in like none of that stuff like that.
Oh,
It's
I
crazy.
Man,
believe.
I
I
ain't gotta
believe.
believe in nothing. I know. Fuck that
He
I
said,
belief.
"I know."
I
experienced
know.
it.
I'm telling. I done experienced some shit. I'm telling. I
Hmm.
mean, you gonna be like my cousin. He was like, I believe it when I see it. And he seen it, had
Yeah,
a damn heart attack.
that's
Like
how
I'm
I have
telling
to
you,
be. Because people, listen, man, they've tried the Ouija board on me. They took me to
no, I
abandoned
don't play.
houses,
You,
haunted houses. I'm looking like,
the one time I never played with a Ouija board, but it was these people across the street from me. It was like, it was a house with kids across the street from me. And I went over there, I'm like, what y'all doing? And they was like playing with the Ouija board. And the thing literally said, get off the porch. And the
hey,
porch collapsed. 2 of the kids got fucked up because they didn't get off the porch. Like
oh
the
wow,
porch collapsed and the bricks. It literally said, get off porch. And it collapsed like not even a minute later.
I
I'm
must
like,
be.
nah, I'm straight.
Then I gotta be blessed because I'm telling you, people have tried to get me. Like, nah, that shit hasn't worked. Now put it
That's
right
good.
in
You're
front of me.
protected.
Put it right in front of me. Then you get me to scream, run, hop on top of a building, and fly like Superman. That's the only thing I'll be scared of. I haven't seen none of that. People have really tried it. So I'm like, I don't know if it works. I remember we talked about it the last time. And I don't know if it's because
Yeah,
my mama taught me since I was little. She said, if you don't believe, nothing will ever happen to you.
I was about to
That's
say,
good.
is some people just sensitive to energy, other people gifted, they can see and feel things, and some people, I mean,
We just
just
protected, I guess.
and it's not even like really protected. It's like everything has a purpose, right? So it's just
I
like
be
some
telling
people
people,
experience good things, some people experience bad things. That's just not for your experience. There's gonna be things that like I experienced in life that you would probably never experience, and vice versa. And that's one of them things. 'Cause I know a lot of people they don't believe in ghosts, never had an experience, and they older. They be like, nah, that shit ain't true. I've been here 82 years and never had an experience. People have said this, said that. I've been in houses where people said they got haunted and nothing ever happened to me. So I mean, some people.
see, ghosts is one thing, but then like the spirit, they say you're not supposed to really see that energy. You're not really supposed to see it at all.
Man, you ain't gonna really see. I mean,
But
like
then
when you, even when
I,
you see, it's not gonna be like you physically seeing something. It's gonna be more of a premonition. Like it's gonna be more of a,
now that
like
I've had, like I've been here before, or I felt like somebody's behind me, some shit like that I've had.
Shadows.
you see, like
Like in the
I
witch,
see shadows often.
Like that
I
feeling where
forget,
you gotta move
but
to the right, and then like, damn, this car just went this way. You almost got killed, but you ain't know you were supposed to move. It's just that gut feeling.
yeah, like even so like even like when people just use the term ghost, because a lot of those experiences people have, it's not ghosts. It's shit on different dimensions. It's shit on different planes that they experience. So I mean, even that, like, just trying to explain it and break it down in my way, man,
And that's
should understand more now. Well, let me get my butt off here. I'll be talking to y'all for another 3 hours. I look up,
yeah.
the sun will be out, the little chicken will be on the fence, cockadoodle doing. I'll be having chickens acting like roosters around here, but
Let me get off because you definitely gonna be here another hour with my next question.
I know. I had a question too about narcissism, but we'll talk about narcissism again. Trust me.
yeah, because I got a
You
couple
hear
more
him?
to cover.
It
I got
has
a
to do
couple
with the
more to cover.
spirits. That's the evil spirits, the narcissism and all that shit. It's evil spirits. All right.
Mm.
I'm gonna get off. Sign on to me.
All right.
I'll see
Good night,
y'all.
guys.
Appreciate your word.
Good night, chat.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Appreciate
Night,
y'all.
nine.
Good
See y'all.
night, man. I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking out. Shout out to Riders. Shout out to Commander for blessing the panel. Appreciate y'all. I am about to take my butt to sleep. I know y'all can hear how tired I am, but appreciate y'all, man. Y'all know what I always say. Care about how you feel. These are conversations to build nation. And if I say anything to resonate with you, do me a favor. Hit that share button. Tell somebody. Help me spread the word. But until next time, we out.